What's up guys, Saf here on SuperSaf TV, and inside this very special box we have the just announced Google Pixel 3a and 3a XL. Nice and early, SuperSaf style, thumbs up for that would be appreciated. These are the latest Pixels from Google and they're coming in at quite an affordable price to be accessible to a lot more people. But with similar cameras to what we know and love on the original Pixels, let's get straight to the unboxing. So the special box that I've got here does have the Google logo, but we've got the retail boxes inside as well. Let's open this up. And there we are. The Google Pixel 3a and 3a XL. Got a little note here as well. Hey Saf, what's new with Pixel? So of course, a very custom box here because this is SuperSaf TV. And there's actually a little compartment here at the bottom. Haha, I like that. I like that. And this compartment here has the retail boxes of the Pixel 3a and 3a XL. Let's have a look at what we get inside the retail boxes before we get to the Pixels. Now the retail boxes look very similar to what we had on the original Pixels. And at the back here, we do have a picture of the Pixels with the hashtag Team Pixel. And both boxes do come with the same stuff inside. We've got some paperwork, we've got some Google stickers, we've got a SIM card ejector tool, there's a USB Type-C to USB Type-C cable, there's a USB Type-A to USB Type-C converter, so if you've got a previous device, that's going to make things easy to transfer everything over. And finally, we've got a fast charge. This is an 18-watt fast charger, so the 3A and 3A XL do support fast charging. Right, now that's out of the way, let's get straight to the Pixel 3As. All right. Now the first thing you'll notice straight away is that they look very similar to the original Pixels. We've got a matte finish towards the bottom and we've got a glossy finish towards the top, but there are different materials used here. We've not got glass like we've got on the original Pixels, we've got polycarbonate, and that does make these a little bit lighter. Now if we do bring in the original Google Pixel 3 XL to compare it to the Google Pixel 3a XL, which is a mouthful to say, you'll see that they look very, very similar, and they're also very similar in terms of the physical size. Now moving over onto the front, we've got a 5.6-inch display on the 3A, and the 3A XL has a 6-inch display. Both of these are based on OLED technology, so first impressions, they do look really good. Colors are vibrant, blacks are deep, and we've got full HD plus resolution on both of these, and that does mean you get a slightly higher pixel density on the 3A because it's a smaller screen with the same amount of pixels, but it's not a major deal. These do look like good displays. Both also support an always-on display, so you'll be able to see things like your time, the date, as well as app notification icons with a glance right on the display when it's in standby. Now we've not got crazy small bezels like we've got on some of the flagships these days, so we've got this top and bottom strip on both devices. And the screen to body ratio is pretty good. It's very similar to what we've got on the Pixel 3. But if we do bring in the original 3XL, you'll notice that we do have a higher screen to body ratio here. And that is because of that notch, which I know a lot of you guys don't like anyway. Now internally, we do have the Qualcomm Snapdragon 670 processor, not the 845 that we've got on the original Pixels. And the 670 is a very good processor, but it's a mid-range processor. It's not going to be as fast and snappy as the flagship processor. And both devices come with 4 GB of RAM and 64 GB of storage. You can't expand that storage, but Google does offer unlimited storage for your photos and videos with all Pixel devices, so storage really shouldn't be a problem. Now let's take a look around the devices. So we do have stereo speakers, but one is here at the front and one is bottom firing. They're not both front firing like we've got on the original Pixels. And then we've got a single front-facing camera. This is 8 megapixels with an f2.0 aperture. We don't have the ultra-wide selfie secondary camera that we've got in the original Pixels. And the aperture on this is f2.0, not f1.8. But we do have Google software processing. So I've just done some quick tests with this, and the portrait mode does seem to work really well. But of course, I'm gonna have to do lots more testing with this. And let's now look at the back. So here's where we've got a 12.2 megapixel rear-facing camera with an f1.8 aperture, and that also has optical as well as electronic image stabilization. Now, as far as I'm aware, the hardware is very, very similar to what we've got in the original Pixels, and along with Google's software processing, you should be getting some great results. We also have support for some of the features that we've got on the original Pixels, like portrait mode as well as night sight. We do have the Qualcomm Snapdragon 670 processor, not the 845. So it will be interesting to see what the results of this are like. I will be doing lots of tests with this. Definitely let me know in the comments below if there's a particular SuperSaf style camera comparison that you'd like me to do of the Pixel 3a with another device. Now we do have a very similar rear mounted fingerprint sensor here at the back, and it works just as fast as what we've got on the original Pixels as far as I can tell. Now the Pixel 3a's are available in 3 different colors. There's clearly white, there's just black, which we've seen previously on the original Pixels, but then we've got this new color which is called purple-ish. Quite interesting names like Google like to do. And here on the left hand side we do have some accented power buttons. I'm not sure what the color of the power button will be on the just black version. And then we've got the volume rocker. On the left hand side there is just a SIM card tray. At the bottom we do have a USB Type-C input, and then we've got some grills here. One is for the mic and one is for that secondary speaker. And at the top we have something that I think a lot of you guys will be pleased to see, and that is a 3.5mm jack. This is something of course that we do not have on the original Pixels. Now one of the key reasons to go for a Pixel is of course the software. You are getting Android Pie out of the box, and you will be getting updates directly from Google, so you're not going to have to wait around like you have to do with lots of other manufacturers who use the skin. You also have Active Edge. This is where you can squeeze the side of the devices to launch Google Assistant. And you do get a minimum of 3 years of OS updates as well as security updates, so these devices should be lasting you a decent time when it comes to the latest software. For the batteries, you've got a 3000 mAh battery on the Pixel 3a, and the Pixel 3a XL has a 3700 mAh battery. It'll be interesting to see how long these last, especially on the Pixel 3a XL, because you've got a full HD plus resolution compared to the Quad HD plus resolution that you've got on the original Pixel. And let's talk about the price. Now this is what's going to be one of the key selling points of these Pixels. They are coming in quite competitively, and the Pixel 3a is going to be retailing at £399 here in the UK. The Pixel 3a XL is going to be retailing at £469. Now this is of course quite a bit cheaper compared to the original Pixels, and that's going to make them a lot more accessible. Now you are losing out on a few of the features that you get on the original Pixels, mainly the build. You've got a polycarbonate build here, whereas you've got a more premium glass build on the original Pixels. And the 3As do not have an IP rating, so these are not certified water and dust resistant. You don't get wireless charging, something that you do get on the original Pixels. You get the Qualcomm Snapdragon 670 processor compared to the 845. You don't get that secondary ultra-wide selfie camera, which is something that I do really like. And these are only available in a single storage version, 64 gigabytes, whereas you do have a 128 gigabyte version on the original Pixels. So those are some of the key differences that you have with the original Pixels and the Pixel 3As. One thing that you do get on the Pixel 3As, which you don't get on the original Pixels, is of course that 3.5mm jack. And for some of those compromises on that one edition, you are going to be paying quite a bit less. What do you guys think? Will you be going for the Pixel 3a and 3a XL at these price points? Definitely let me know in the comments below. I'll really be interested to see how these cameras stack up to the original Pixels. And if you are getting some really good quality from my initial impressions, they do seem very positive, then I think these will be quite compelling devices. Let me know in the comments below as well if there's any additional coverage that you'd like me to do with the 3a and 3a XL. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you did, then do hit that thumbs up button for me. And if you haven't already, then be sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon. We've got lots more content coming up on here. Thanks for watching. This is Saf on SuperSaf TV. I'll see you next time.